Hi, I'm Phyll from Candle Science, and I'm with the product development team. And today I'm here with a fragrance industry expert, Lisa, and we're just going to have a conversation about the 3 new fragrances we've launched for 2017 spring and summer. So first, let's get started with Orange Blossom. I think this is a really great lush fragrance, and so Lisa, in your words, how would you describe it?
You know, Phyll, this fragrance has a lot going for it. First of all, it's a powerhouse in candle. What I love most about it is the balance between the citrus aspect of it and the floralcy. So it's really great in both candle and in personal care because really citrus blossom or orange blossom is a floral, but it has this great sparkling citrus aspect to it.
Okay, nice description, thank you. How do you think this fragrance for us, the Orange Blossom, is different for Candle Science? Like, what makes it different from competition and more special?
You know, Phyll, what I love about this fragrance is the fact that it's not too soft and sweet and petally. What I find out in the market when I smell an orange blossom is that it's hard to smell. It's not strong enough, and it's just too soft. And I think that we've taken sort of a bold approach to it, and I really like that because it's got that sparkle on top, it's got that citrusy feel, and it's got a little petitgrain, which is the leafy part of the bitter orange tree. It's got that it's got the citrus sparkle on top, but then it's got the petally feeling in the middle.
Nice.
So it's got all those things going on at the same time. So it's really different than what's out there, and I love it.
Okay. And lastly, a couple of the customer reviews keep calling it bright. Is that a word that you'd use to describe it?
Totally. The citrus aspect of the fragrance makes it really bright and really
cool.
fun.
All right, well, thank you so much. Now let's move on to our next fragrance, Sea Salt and Orchid. This actually is my personal favorite, so I have a special spot for this one because I think it's just a beautiful, beautiful, sophisticated fragrance. So for this one, just because it is a bit more probably complex than the other 2 that we were launching, how would you describe the fragrance?
You know, this one is different than what we normally do at Candle Science, and I think it's because this fragrance came out of the imagination of a perfumer. Because if you think about it, when you smell orchids, very few of them that we see commercially have a fragrance. And the fragrances that you do smell in orchids are exquisite. So this fragrance was created by a perfumer to have all the most beautiful, compelling, soft notes. So that's where you get the jasmine and the milky notes and all those just soft notes being blended together. And then on top of that, you have sea salt, which is such an unusual combination, but it's done beautifully. So you get a really ozonic and bright and soft and sort of salty top note. So it's very unusual, and it works beautifully in both candle, but especially in personal care.
And that makes sense because I was looking at some of the customer reviews that we've gotten so far, and a couple of them have mentioned like how beautiful it is, almost spa-like in soap.
Absolutely.
And it becomes almost their signature scent. It's very aromatherapeutic. They're
Absolutely.
loving it.
Yeah, it's an unusual blend. And again, because orchid is sort of a fantasy, because what I said earlier, it's not something that you can put your finger on necessarily, so that's very calming to a lot of people.
Okay.
And it's very upscale and beautifully done. So it's a wonderful fragrance, and I especially love the sea salt top note because sea salt is such a trend right now in the market. You know, from a soft drink standpoint to a food standpoint, even fine fragrance, you're seeing sea salt. So now to see that in a candle and personal care, it's just perfect.
All right, so now moving on from our calming sea salt and orchid, we're going to talk about an energizing fragrance called Sparkling Pomelo. So Sparkling Pomelo, if you could describe for us the fragrance and also just give us an idea of what a pomelo is, because I'm not sure a lot of people know what it is.
What is a pomelo? It actually is a thing. It is a large, oversized grapefruit, and it's very strange looking. It's lumpy, and it has very thick rind and a juicy flesh. And it's one of the 4 original citrus fruits. I always thought it was a hybrid, but it's original citrus fruit. But our pomelo has notes of mandarin, grapefruit, lemon, and what makes it very unique is this beautiful dusting of ginger, which makes it just beautiful. I love it.
And so given the description that you just provided, would you say it's great for candles, for personal care? Like what would be your vision?
You know, citrus continues to be a huge trend right now in the marketplace in both fine fragrance, home fragrance, everywhere. So it's great for both of those
Okay.
things, but what I really like about it right now for us at Candle Science and what makes it unique for us is that it's very unisex. So if
okay.
your customers right now are looking for something unisex, this fragrance is it, because it works for anybody. Because citrus, if you think about it, it doesn't matter if you're a man, a woman, anything. It's just fresh and great and makes you feel good, makes you smile. So it's a perfect fragrance for a unisex application. And yes, it's great for the summer, but think about it. If you're in the winter and you just want that freshness and you need to
that
feel
makes
that way,
sense.
it's great for that time of year too.
Like a tropical escape in the
You
wintertime.
bet.
All right, well, thank you for that. So it sounds like all of our 3 fragrances have a little bit for everyone.
Right.
And as we've been talking through these, I hope that you realize that we really do pay attention to your customer reviews. We really do value them, and we hope that you continue to provide them. We want to hear from you. Wouldn't you agree?
You bet. And what's so important, Phyll, is that what I've learned is that our perfumers learn so much from your comments and your reviews, and it helps me work with them to create fragrances that work for you. So keep them coming. We'd love to hear from you.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.